Hi everyone, this is Crystal, and today is November 1st, which means it's the first day of the Thankful 30 project. So I thought I would pop on here really quick and tell you how I intend to approach this project. So you can see here I have my Thankful 30 kit from Feed Your Craft. It's all together and ready to go. I also have the prompts printed out. I've printed them out in two different sizes. So this is a larger size. This I'm going to keep in my planner so that I can just stay conscious of all of the prompts for each day. And then I've printed it in a smaller size to actually go into the album that I'm using. So the album that I'm using is this one here. It's one that I made for Pink Paisley using the Truly Grateful collection by Paige Evans. It's a Coptic book. So I used this bookbinding tool from Pink Paisley, part of the Truly Grateful collection, to make this. There are lots of tutorials out there about how to do this. Paige has several herself, I believe. There's several more out there on the internet. If you are curious about how to use this to make a book like this, all you have to do is search and you'll be able to find an example of how to do that. But I made mine using the Truly Grateful collection. So lots of papers from that collection along with a few sheets of vellum. So there are some vellum pages. I made it 4 by 6, so that is the size. So a 3 by 4 card will, let me show you, will easily fit on here. So I have a spot for a 3 by 4 card. This is where my journaling is going to go, and then I have a spot for a photo on the other side. So that's my plan. That's how I intend to do the project. I also so I printed this smaller so that it can fit inside this album. So I planned to just stick it in the back here. I've already decorated the front pages and I don't want to change that. So I'm just gonna stick it in the back, and that way all of the prompts will be listed there. So that's where that's gonna go. So my plan is to take a photo every day and write the journaling every day, but I'm not going to be able to work in this album every day. I already know that my schedule is way too busy to be able to do this in real time. So my plan right now is to do 5 days at a time in the album. So I'll already hopefully have my journaling and my photos done, so I can just sit down and actually put them into the album and have fun embellishing and making it beautiful every 5 days or so. So that's the plan. I have pulled out some other products to go along with this kit and with this album. So let me show you those. So first of all, I have some extra stamps. I have an alpha stamp. This is the Aster Alpha and Numbers stamp from Feed Your Craft and Brandy Kincaid. I thought this might come in handy for adding titles or adding phrases, and also for numbers. I do have another number set here. I have this one from Illustrated Faith. So I'm not sure which one of these I'm going to use. It really comes down to this, which size will work best with the album. I'm thinking of creating consistent numbers using this little wreath on the My Thankful 30 stamp set. So if I use the larger one, obviously it will overlap. If I use the smaller one, I think that they will fit inside. So it's really just going to be come down to my preference, which I like the look of better. So I have both of those out to choose from. I also have the What Day Is It stamp from Feed Your Craft and Brandy Kincaid. Because it has November, it also has the days of the week. So if I want to note what day of the week it was, I thought this would be a perfect way to do that. I also have pulled out the seasonal stamp set because it has fall and autumn and some leaves and some other phrases as well. I thought this might be handy to have out and ready for me to use. And then I've pulled out just a couple of other random stamp sets. So this one is from Studio Calico. This one is from Pink Fresh Studio. This is the Let Your Heart Decide stamp. And this is a Life Love paper stamp. I think it's called Cozy. I'm not entirely sure, but if it's still available, I'll link it down below, and same with this. But this one is clearly a fall theme stamp. It has leaves and fall phrases and coffee cups, of course. This one is not, but it does have some leaves that I thought would work really well. And also it has more circles, so if I decide to change it up and do numbers differently, those would come in handy. It also has some books, which I'm feeling like that will likely be included in my Thankful 30, so that would come in handy as well. So those are the stamp sets that I've pulled out. I've also pulled out a few of the puffy stickers from Feed Your Craft. So the kit comes with this really gorgeous blue tile puffy alpha. I've also pulled out the gray one that I have just to have an option, another variety. And then I've pulled out all of the other puffy stickers that I thought would work. So there are 4 different sets here, all with colors that kind of work in different ways. You can see different colors on each one will work with this kit. So I've pulled those out just so I have them handy to be able to use. And then I also have some things left over from Truly Grateful. So I've already created quite a few projects with this collection, but I still have a lot left. So I want to be able to add some of this in as well. Since the album is made with Truly Grateful, I know that this will work really well with the album. And of course, the colors in the kit work really well with this collection as well, as you can see. So I have the 6x8 paper pad. These scaled down versions will be perfect in this small album. I have a few bits left in the ephemera pack. I have the floral ephemera pack. I've already destroyed the packaging, but I put it in this little bag so that I can keep it all together. I also have the, I think it's called the Sparkle Kit. It's embellishments that are little enamel hearts and some sequins. And then I don't think I'll be using the wood veneer. I think they'll be too bulky for this album, but I have these other ones to use. I have the 2x2 paper pads because again, the scaled down size of them will work well in this small album. And then I have the 6x12 sticker sheet and the puffy phrases. So I actually have 2 sets of these puffy phrases. I've just stuck them both into this one package. So there are lots of smaller things in here that I think will work really well. Even some of the larger phrases might work depending on how much journaling I have and how large I print my photo for that day. So I have all of those bits. I also have some little packages of bits and pieces that I've die cut from the scraps of this collection. So like I said, I've already created quite a few projects with this Truly Grateful collection. I had lots of scraps left over. So I took out a few die sets I have. I have this heart die set from Lawn Fawn. It's just several different sizes of this kind of really cute heart shape. Oops. And so I just cut a bunch of these out of all of the scraps. I thought those, you can never have too many hearts, and those would definitely come in handy. I've done the same thing with a few leaf die cuts or dies that I have. And I don't think any of these dies are available anymore, unfortunately, but I have several different leaf shape dies, just small ones, that I cut random little leaves out of all the little bits that I had left over. So I thought those would come in handy for this project. So I have a little bag of those as well. And then I have, these are actually leftovers from another project that I created. So I had used a Paige Evans cut file and cut a bunch of leaves out of various papers in this collection. And I had some left over after that project was completed. Oops. And so I've just thrown those in this little baggie along with some banner. Oh my goodness, I keep dropping everything. Along with some banner shapes as well. Again, I thought these would come in handy. These are just random little bits that I had cut apart for other things and didn't end up using. So I have all of that together. That's going to save me some time. Like I said, it's a busy month, so I know that I'm not going to have a huge amount of time to get this project done. So having these things pre-cut and ready to go is going to make it much easier to actually get these pages done. So I have lots of options there for making my pages beautiful. Of course, I want them to be beautiful. I could, of course, keep it really simple and just stick in my journaling and stick in a photo and be done. But that wouldn't be me. That's not my style. So I definitely want to spend some time and have fun creating this album. So that is what I have, and that is my plan for my Thankful 30, my Thankful 30 this year. I hope that you are planning to do this project or a project similar. It's so much fun to look back on all of these albums that I've had and see where I was at that point and reflect on where my life was and where my mind was. And it's also good in the moment just to remind myself of everything that I have to be thankful for. So if you are planning to participate, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to see what you're working on. If you're sharing your projects on Instagram or on YouTube or anywhere else, let me know so I can go check them out and see what all of you are doing. So thank you so much for watching today. I will be back here very soon with my first 5 pages. I will say that I am traveling. I leave tomorrow. I won't be back until next week. So I definitely am not going to have the first 5 pages done on the 5th. It may be a few days later, but I'm going to try and get it up as soon as I possibly can. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all back here soon.